everyone, my name is Elena and I'm with KU Crease. Today we're going to talk about some Russian culture and learn a few phrases. But first, a quick culture note. Did you know when Russians ask "Как дела" or "How are you?" you should expect a long drawn-out answer. Typically in America, when people say "How are you?" you simply reply with "I'm good" or "I'm fine," but a Russian will tell you about their day, their personal situation, and how they're really feeling. So make sure you're careful whenever you ask "Как дела?"
Hey, it's Mason from Crease. Nice to see you guys again. Now that we have a little bit of context in terms of when and how you should say "How are you?", let's learn a few more basic phrases so that you can start communicating with real Russians. The first, most basic way to say hello is "Привет." Say it with me. Привет. Привет. This means hi, and it's a pretty informal way that you can say hi to your buddies. Next, we'll talk about a more formal way to address teachers and respected adults. This is a little bit more complicated to say. The word is "Здравствуйте." Let's break it down syllable by syllable. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Say it with me. Здравствуйте. And as I said earlier, this is a more formal way to say hello. Now that we can say hello, let's learn about how to say goodbye. The first most common one, and maybe you've heard this before from Disney films like Anastasia, "До свидания." До свидания. До свидания. This means goodbye, and this can be used in almost any context, formal or informal. Next, we're going to learn the way that you guys can say goodbye to your buddies. This is pretty simple. Пока. 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 This is bye. Now we'll ask how to introduce yourself and to ask for people's names. The way to say "What is your name?" in Russian is "Как вас зовут?" Let's break it down word by word. Как вас зовут? Как вас зовут? Say it with me. Как вас зовут? This means what's your name. And now we'll move on to how to introduce yourself. To say, "This is my name." Меня зовут. Меня зовут. So for example, Меня зовут Mason. Меня зовут. And finally, we'll talk about how to say "It's very nice to meet you." This is also pretty simple. Очень приятно. Очень приятно. Say it with me. Очень приятно. Очень приятно.
Now let's have a quick informal conversation. This is something you would do among your friends or people you already know well.
Привет.
Привет.
Как тебя зовут?
Меня зовут Алена. Как тебя зовут?
А меня зовут Мейсон. Очень приятно.
Очень приятно.
Ну,
Пока.
Пока. Another thing to keep in mind whenever you're traveling to Russia or talking to a Russian person is the difference in American culture and Russian culture regarding smiling. In American culture, it's very accepted to, whenever you see somebody that you've never met before, give a smile and maybe even wave. In Russian culture, this is not the case. Russians only smile when they genuinely want to express that they are having a good time or that they're happy or something is funny. Typically, if you walk into a Russian store with a big smile on your face, it's a dead giveaway that you're an American. Additionally, something interesting about the Russian language in text is that whenever Russians are texting each other, instead of giving the smiley face, colon, and then parenthesis, they will just, at the end of a word, put the parenthesis without the eyes. These are called smiliki. Now that we know a little bit about talking to Russians, let's learn about what the colors are. The first one is the color green. In Russian, it's pronounced zelyony. Repeat after me. Zelyony. Zelyony. Great job. The next is krasny. This is the color red. Krasny. Repeat after me. Krasny. Next, we're going to talk about the colors blue. And in Russian, they categorize them as two separate colors, light blue and dark blue. For dark blue, the Russian word is синий. Repeat after me. Синий. This is a dark blue. For the light blue, the Russian word is голубой. Repeat after me. Голубой. Голубой. Great job. Next, we have yellow. In Russian, yellow is желтый. Repeat after me. Желтый. And next, we have black. Black in Russian is черный. Черный. And last, we have the color white. White in Russian is белый. Repeat after me. Белый. Another interesting thing about Russian culture is even to this day, many Russians are very superstitious. For example, one of the most common superstitions in Russia is that if you whistle indoors, that you're going to lose all of your money. While I was in Latvia and I was thinking about whistling up a tune, my host mother was quick to correct me and tell me that if you keep up that whistling, you're going to lose all your money. Another very popular superstition in Russia revolves around the number of flowers that you give somebody. In Russia, giving flowers to somebody is a very common treat or present, but you've got to be careful. You always must give an uneven amount of flowers unless you're going to a funeral. Russians are very superstitious that if you give an even amount, that somebody they love will be quick to die. And the last interesting superstition revolves around windows in the house. So for example, while I was in Latvia, if I kept open a window, my host father would always yell at me that the crosswinds were going to give me a cold.
Now that we've had our first conversation, let's do it again. But this time, let's add in the new words we just learned. Привет.
Привет.
Как вас зовут?
Меня зовут Мейсон. А как тебя зовут?
Меня зовут Алена.
Очень приятно, Лена.
Очень приятно. Как дела?
Хорошо. Как у тебя дела?
Хорошо.
Отлично.
До свидания.
До свидания.
Great job so far, everybody. Now for our final conversation practice. We're going to use all the vocabulary we learned this lesson and try to put together a conversation. Let us try first, and then you try it yourselves among your classmates. Привет.
Привет.
Как вас зовут?
Меня зовут Мейсон. Как тебя зовут?
Меня зовут Алена.
Очень приятно.
Очень приятно. Как дела?
Хорошо. А как у тебя дела?
Хорошо. Откуда вы?
Я американец.
О, классно. Я американка.
Ой, очень интересно.
Спасибо. До свидания.
До свидания.